Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this morning on News West 9 Plus. I'm Alex Camerata. All of West Texas is on Hoppel watch today as Midland's own Bryce Hoppel is set to run in the 800-meter final at the Paris Olympics. The Tall City Kid is trying to win his first ever medal at the Olympic Games, his second time on the world stage. Here at News West 9, we've been counting down the days until he finally hits the track, and it all comes to fruition. Bryce is set to run at 12:05 today right here on News West 9. But before we get to the big race, we want to take you out to Momentum Bank Ballpark, where folks from all over the community are getting together to watch the Midland native chase a gold medal. News West 9's Jenna Alike has been out there all morning getting live reaction. Jenna, it looks pretty packed. What are the vibes like right now?
Well, Alex, it has already been a jam-packed day here at the Diamond Club at Momentum Bank Ballpark. We got here around 10:30. There was already a line out the door. The vibes are great. They FaceTime Monty Hoppel, Bryce's dad, just a few minutes ago, just to get, him excited, get the crowd here excited. There's a lot of people. There's free food, there's free beverages, there's free ice cream. It's just a great event for this community. And I don't know about everyone else, but I'm happy that we are waking up a little later today, not at 4 o'clock in the morning. That might have been interesting to see, but it's just everyone's in high spirits because we're here to watch history, a Midlander in the Olympics trying to compete for a medal. We're going to have more from the Diamond Club here today, so stick with us, but for now I'm going to send it back to Alex.
Yeah, Jenna, thanks. We will get back out to her soon. And to qualify for the Paris Olympics, Hoppel set a U.S. Olympic record, hitting marks that he once did as a Midland High Bulldog back in 2016. That's when Bryce won the Texas 6A State Track and Field Championship with a time of 1:49.67. He also finished his senior campaign undefeated in the 800-meter. Bryce went on to break school records in the 800, 1600-meter, and 3-mile races. Oh, and by the way, he is just as great off the track as he graduated top 10 in his class while at Midland High School. Now, the nearly 5,000-mile journey from Midland to Paris is certainly a trip that Bryce will tell you did not happen overnight. Before qualifying for this year's Paris Games, we got the chance to sit down with Bryce on what it means to have the entire West Texas community backing him on the world stage.
Definitely wouldn't have wanted to grow up anywhere else, and I always feel the love in the sport, and I think that's one of the biggest aspects of it, and why I am here today. I mean, it's just so many people that poured into me and gave me the ability and the opportunity to be here, and so it's definitely thankful for them, and always be doing my best to represent West Texas. And it's super impactful. Honestly, I would say that it wouldn't be possible without it. I mean, having my family there and just all that support, they're definitely what pushes me to get it done. And day in and day out, like when you're going through training and stuff, just knowing that you're doing it for them and doing it for something greater than yourself is definitely what keeps you going. But it's also an incredible honor to just represent West Texas and the United States now. And so it's been super special. A little stressful also because, like, I don't know, family's booking stuff for like Paris before I'm even making the team and stuff. So that makes it kind of a fun dynamic, but definitely wouldn't be possible without all the people backing me. And I mean, they're what makes it possible, and definitely not out there doing it alone. I like to hopefully just be an extension of all those incredible people that I've had helping me along the way.
And hey, speaking of that help, who knows Bryce Hoppel better than the man that used to train him? We're going to go back out now to Momentum Bank Ballpark, where Jenna Alike is with one of Hoppel's former track coaches, Gilberto Ochoa. Jenna.
Well, hey, Alex, we're here with Coach Ochoa, Bryce Hoppel's former track coach. You've seen it all. You're here to see him compete at the highest stage. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a backstory? Give us the history of your relationship with Bryce and seeing him growing up here in Midland.
Yeah, I was promoted to the cross-country coach, and I heard that there was a kid that was really fast, and I hunted him down, and I was able to get him to try cross-country going into his sophomore year. And that cross-country, I kind of took over the girls' Midland High track program and continue to coach all the distance kids and coach Bryce through high school, and just was able to see him and watch him do amazing things through his high school career.
Well, his high school career, that's not where it ended. He went on to Kansas, and now he is in Paris, a little bit further away. You've probably been watching the way the rest of us have. How cool is it to see someone here locally go on and represent the Tall City in Paris?
Yeah, it's exciting. Not every day do you get to say you coach Olympian or, there's one from your hometown. So to have everybody here, the support of Midland, it's great. It's great. It's exciting.
What are your impressions of the watch party so far, and how cool is it to see the Midland community come and support this guy?
Oh, it's great. There's a lot of people here. We got here, there's a huge line, but, that's the spirit of West Texas. We love sports. We support our local people, so it's great to have one of our own representing the Olympics.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach Ocho. We're going to continue all of the Bryce Hoppel pre-race coverage right here on 9+. Again, we're going to send it back to Alex, but I'm sure we'll have more fun stuff coming up for you here from the Diamond Club coming up later in the show.
Yes, we will, Jenna. Thank you. Now, believe it or not, Hoppel didn't actually grow up always wanting to be the track star that you see that he is today. He tells us he grew up playing many sports like baseball, football, and basketball, but his first love was actually soccer. As he got older, he said he fell in love with track and knew his goal was to run in the Olympics. And when he told his parents his goal, even they say they were a little skeptical at first.
At one point he came to us and said, hey, I want to see what I can do on the track. I mean, I'm confident in what I can do if I control my own destiny. And, so he had some good success his junior year, which he switched over to track at high school and ran pretty good at the state meet and got the silver. And then one day he came home and said, what's your goal, Bryce? And he said, my goal is to be in the Olympics. And Reed and I were going, well, can you start with maybe Big 12 championship or something like that? And so we kind of chuckled a little bit. Little did we know he knew what he wanted to do, and we were supportive, but it was a kind of a far-reaching goal, it seemed to us at that point.
Well, Dad, looks like Bryce was right.
And then Bryce Hoppel
beat people who everybody said he'd never beat.
He is not going to quit.
He's so humble.
It's kind of cliche to say, but I feel like he just has fun.
Put all that together and you get an Olympian athlete.
We lined up to do some intervals, and Lane told Bryce, because that was the first time Bryce had come out. I was like, hey man, just try to keep up. And he was like, okay. And Bryce dusted him for the whole practice.
But before he was dusting boys on the track, Bryce had two other passions.
He didn't run, he played soccer. Bryce always wanted to play football because he knew I was a football coach. But he always hid in the back in 7th grade because he thought he was too skinny.
But he was always cold. That's what he was a receiver. Odell Beckham.
Bryce Hoppel, Odell Beckham.
Bro, I mean.
Came home one night and he just said something like, Dad, I'm not sure I want to play football. They may hit me and I may break.
Now he's breaking records, and it all started in 8th grade.
When he ran the 4x4 in the city championship, I think he ran 2 guys down.
He almost lapped me.
I went to his dad immediately and said, he's the real deal.
And by the end of high school, everyone would agree.
Everybody in West Texas, when he ran, they knew.
People warming up, right? Stop it. Like this.
I have a lot of his races on my phone videoed because I video it from the TV, just so I could go back and watch it.
I would make him run the 800, the 1600, and then turn around and run the anchor leg of the mile relay.
They threw him in everything, he did.
It was always so entertaining to watch.
Now the world has a front row seat.
Say what you will, the nation's watching, the world's watching actually. I hope he just kind of walks out of that experience and be able to enjoy it.
How many people can say, I'm an Olympian?
It still hasn't soaked in because, he was just an average guy. He was a GOAT from day one, but it wasn't like he was, okay, that kid right there is Olympic.
You couldn't tell he was a special athlete, but I think his competitive spirit is just what it has to be at that level.
He's one of them. Little Bryce Hoppel, who ran on the Little Olympics for St. Anne's.
Guess what, Nancy? He's not so little anymore. In fact, he's about to be on the biggest stage of his life.
USA, USA, USA. Hey Bryce, we at Tall City Brewing are super proud of you and extremely proud that you represent Midland and the USA. You worked hard and you deserve all you get. Cheers to Bryce. Cheers.
Cheers to Bryce, indeed. Let's head back out now to Momentum Bank Ballpark. Again, Jenna Alike is standing by, this time with one of Bryce's supporters, Laura Rodriguez, on what it means for this community to have one of their own now represent them at the Paris Olympic Games. Jenna.
All right, so we have Laura Rodriguez here, as Bryce just told you. This is a Bryce Hoppel supporter. Been here since we opened the Diamond Club up to this event. First, I need to ask you about this t-shirt. I've been seeing these shirts, Team Hoppel shirts. Can you give me the story behind them?
Megan, his sister, is the one that put it out there, and for anyone that ordered one. So we actually ordered some for the salon that Bryce comes and his family come and support us. So we all bought one and wore it on the days that he ran. So
that's awesome. How do you know Bryce? What's your connection to him that you want to support him today?
Well, he actually comes to our salon, a Johnny Hair Studio, and he and his family come there and visit us and get their hair done there. And then they also attend a Catholic church that we sometimes go to sometimes. So yes, ma'am, that's how we know them. Clients and friends. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. That's so great. So what does it mean to you to support someone from West Texas all the way in Paris? But you're supporting them here. You're getting to see someone who you got to probably see grow up, go do awesome things.
We feel very privileged to be able to support Bryce. He has put so much effort and work into where he's gotten, you know, and so we're here for him. That's why we're wearing our t-shirts and we're here. I mean, what can you say? I mean, the guy has worked really hard to be and try to make it to the Olympics, and there he is, and hopefully whatever he brings home is well worth whatever the hard work he's done. So.
Well, we're excited to see here in just a few minutes. Oh, it's so exciting. I'm excited to watch with everyone, as long as I'm sure that you are as well. Thank you so much, Laura, for joining us, giving us that fan perspective.
Go Bryce.
There we go. Go Bryce. We're going to send it back to you, Alex.
Thanks. I need one of those t-shirts, please. We got to make sure we get those in here. And like we just told you a few minutes ago, Bryce Hoppel didn't always have a love for track and field. He says it's actually his passion for sports that was the driving force behind eventually taking up running.
I've always just been blessed to be a part of like a sports family. My dad has been a general manager for the baseball team here in Midland, and is incredibly special to get to grow up around sports. And so I always say, though, my first love for sport was like playing soccer, and that was kind of what kept me the most entertained. And we kind of just did sports here and there, just dabbled in other things. And so I played baseball growing up, I played football, I played basketball, and we did just like some track here and there. But it was kind of a interesting way that I kind of fell into track full time. It was kind of Coach De La Roche and Coach Ochoa that kind of reached out to the soccer team and was like, all right, we're gonna keep you guys in shape over the summer for soccer. And then I kind of ended up just falling in love with the sport. I mean, Ochoa and De La Rosa had a real passion to put everything that they could into making us good athletes there on the track and cross country team. I definitely owe it to all those guys, and a lot of those guys. I mean, Chad Schmidt, Ruben Guerra, Cade Michaels, and Albert Cano. Just having that incredible group of friends and passionate coaches is what really got me rolling in track.
And to keep his track career rolling, Bryce went on to the University of Kansas, and even with the jumping competition, the achievements kept on coming. The former All-American and national champion runner holds several collegiate records. During his time in Lawrence, he won the 2018 Indoor Big 12 Championship, the 2019 Indoor and Outdoor Championship, and he set new record times for facilities and meets all across the country, including breaking the Kansas school record with a time of 1:46:46. And hey, even with the achievements Bryce had here at Midland High School, his parents say they didn't set their expectations too high in college, but as he kept running, they tell us more good things just continue to happen, and now they're just along for the ride.
Funny because we didn't really expect a lot. We just kind of let things happen. And when he went to Kansas, we said, well, can he get a scholarship, and can he place in the Big 12 finals? And things just started happening. He won the Big 12, and he went on the national stage and won a couple of NCAA championships, started winning races, 21 races in a row, and all of a sudden Adidas starts calling. So we've kind of just taken one day at a time and not expected a lot. And he's just done what it takes to get it done. And we've been supportive, but he just continues to pull off the unthinkable. And we're just kind of going with the flow and just trying to stay humble.
Now, after finishing his collegiate career, Hoppel signed a deal with Adidas to officially turn pro. Hey, today's coverage of Hoppel Watch is brought to you uninterrupted by the Springboard Center. And today we're joined by Joe Bell, the Director of Marketing and Development at the Springboard Center. Joe, thank you so much for coming in and sponsoring this. This is partnering with News West 9 today to bring you uninterrupted coverage of Hoppel Watch. So I got to ask, what made you decide to sponsor this feature here and feature Bryce in your commercial?
Well, it was Bryce, and 4 months ago when I approached Monty, I just said we wanted to give Bryce a platform. It's not just his accomplishments as the world reigning champion, but it's the content of his character, and it's the fact that he exudes the very best of our community, and that our community is proud of him. And as he talks about his coaches and the packages with the coaches and Monty and Rita and everyone that has poured into Bryce, we hope that the coaches out there and the teachers will continue to inspire their students, that we want to make that commercial that was Bryce's platform to talk, to say whatever he wanted to say. We wanted to give that to teachers to encourage their students to be like Bryce and to go achieve their dreams.
Tell us a little bit about the mission of the Springboard Center and kind of what y'all do in the community.
Well, the mission of the Springboard is to heal lives, to see families restored. We do that by helping our clients, overcome the things that are weighing them down, to make amends to their families, to the folks that they have harmed, to go back to their employers and to turn their lives around. And the similarities between what our community is supporting Bryce, you see that very strongly in the recovery community. And they are always encouraging one another and being their accountability partner. And so, but today is about Bryce. It's about everything that he's accomplished, and it's about our community, and we couldn't be more thrilled to just give them that platform.
And kind of leading into the next question, just talk about why this event is so special for the community. We know how tight-knit it is here.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit about the special aspect behind it.
Well, our community, our community has seen so many things. There's been flashpoints. If you have lived here very long, you've seen that baby Jessica falling down the well. You've seen 9/11. You've seen the shooting. And the majority of events that happen to us have some type of tragic component that brings our community together. Not so today. Today we get to rejoice. We get to come together and we get to unify. We get to set aside our differences, and we get to recognize one of our own, represent Midland, Odessa, the Permian Basin on the international stage, and that's just phenomenal.
And your recent videos highlighting the work with your veterans are very moving. What do you want people to take from those videos?
Our intention is to get out of the way and let our clients share their stories. As far as veterans, we feel like we owe a debt of gratitude to our veterans. They have seen things and gone through things that most of us can't imagine. And so we just want to get out of the way, let them share their stories. We believe that we want to give them a second chance at life, a second opportunity. And we invite you to go to the YouTube channel and watch their stories. Don't do so without a box of Kleenex, because they're incredibly moving, and we're honored and privileged to be a part of their stories.
All right, we're all getting ready for Bryce to run here soon. What is your message to Mr. Hoppel before he hits the track to go for gold?
We are so excited. We're so proud of you. We love your family. His walk-up song should be Taking Care of Business, because he has been just so fantastic. Our students should take away that his determination, his perseverance, his work ethic, and that's what we wanted to give to him, to inspire that next generation of students. And our message is, go Bryce, go.
Go Bryce, go indeed. Joe Bell with the Springboard Center, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming up here and sponsoring this uninterrupted live coverage before Bryce hits the track. You heard him. Go Bryce, go. Go Hoppel. We're all watching you.
Go Bryce! USA! Go Bryce! USA!
Of course, this year's Paris Olympic Games are not Bryce Hoppel's first time on the world stage. You'll remember back in 2021, it was a tough exit after Bryce was eliminated in the semifinal round in Tokyo. But of course, every great story must have some hardship. And for Hoppel, that rings true. It's a finish, he says, was obviously not the result he was looking for, but it's something he learned from and made him more prepared this time around.
I think for me, going into the 2021, it was all like not necessarily new. I'd made teams before that for the World Championship stuff, but I mean, the Olympics is a different ballgame. I think it comes with a whole lot more stress. And I was unfortunately going in with an injury where I had a slight tear in my quad. And so that added even more uncertainty. And it made it really difficult. Really didn't know how that was going to pan out, but luckily we were able to get through it and make it happen that year.
At the 2021 Games, Hoppel was eliminated after finishing 5th in his heat with a time of 1:44.91. Now, you may be asking, how does an Olympic athlete deal with all the pressure of competing while on the world's biggest stage with millions watching? Well, Bryce says once the race starts, actually, the nerves go away.
Once I actually get to the track and start getting into my routine, I start seeing the massage therapist and getting into my warm up. All that is like I've done all this before, and it's very familiar to me. I think the hardest part of controlling my heart rate was honestly the night before. Like I'm laying in bed and I'm like, all right, trying to keep my mind off the race, and I'll start thinking about it like, okay, this is how I'm gonna race it, and then my heart will start racing when I'm laying there in bed trying to sleep. And so that was the hardest part of controlling it, is because like I need to be sleeping. I can't be sitting here with my heart rate above 100. And so that was a very difficult part. But I mean, once I get to the track and I'm at the track and I'm on the line, I mean, I'm trying to get my heart rate up. Like you want that excitement from the crowd.
And that excitement is growing by the minute as we're inching closer to that 800-meter final. Folks are at Momentum Bank Ballpark, where Jenna Alike has been, and she's live now with City Councilman John Norman on what it means to him to see a Midlander now on the world stage. Jenna.
All right, so the good times just keep on rolling here at the Diamond Club at Momentum Bank Ballpark. We have John Norman, Midland City Council District 2 here.
Yes, ma'am.
It's, so awesome to see Midland represented on the world stage. What does it mean for you to see this many people out here to support Bryce?
Man, it means a lot. I think it means a lot for Bryce as well, to let everybody know that everyone in Midland is supporting him and backing him up and rooting him on to go win the gold.
How important is it to make sure we're supporting the people who are doing great things outside of Midland and also in our community?
Yeah, I think it's very important. We have a lot of, we're a community-based city, and so we try to back our people that are doing good in whatever it is that they're doing, and this just happens to be the Paris Olympics. So it's on the world's biggest stage, all eyes on him, and so we'll see how it goes.
What have been your impressions here of the early races? What are you expecting here of his race? And I know I'm asking a little X's and O's, but what are you expecting from it?
Well, it's been kind of up and down. I've watched the men's 100, men's and women's 100, and the relays didn't do too well for the men this year for USA, but we've been winning a lot of goals all around. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the most goals that we've won in a long time. For the USA, and so. I'm hoping Bryce can come through for us and get that other goal and bring it all the way back to Midland.
And that's exactly what we're expecting, to hopefully see at least some competition for a medal, bronze, silver, gold, any of them. I know Midland will be, we're already proud of him, isn't that right?
Absolutely. We're already proud of him for even making it this far. He was at the last Olympics 4 years ago, and but we want to, like you said, bronze, silver, or gold. We want to get him that on that medal stand. And if he doesn't, hey, we're still proud of him, and he's gonna keep on pushing. But we expect him to win, though. We want to win.
Well, that's Sean Norman here cheering on Bryce with the rest of the community. Alex, we're gonna send it back to you.
Jenna, John, thank you. And hey, this is not the only time this year we will get to celebrate the Olympics in the Permian Basin. Coming up this fall, the Texas Special Olympics will be in Midland, Odessa. This event will take place on October 3rd through the 5th, and these athletes will be competing in swimming, golf, equestrian, bocce, and softball. The Special Olympics are expected to bring 2,500 athletes to our area, and all the events are free for the public to attend.
Special Olympics in general provides competition and training opportunities for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, giving them the opportunity to train and compete with those like themselves and others in the community. So that's what we're here for, is providing those opportunities, and more than just sports now. So it's a little bit further than that. We do all things. Our athletes are capable of quite a few. So we open that up to anything that they're capable of. We give them the opportunity to compete in.
Now, if you at home would like to volunteer or learn a bit more about the Special Olympics, log on to www.sotx.org for more information. All right, let's bring it back to the reason we're all here today. Bryce Hoppel, of course, he's set to run in just a few minutes on News West 9. So far, we've taken you through the years past of Bryce's success, but this year has been arguably his best year yet. To qualify for this year's Paris Olympic Games, Hoppel set an Olympic trial record. It's something Hoppel says he had the confidence to pull off this year. And the time on the board that day was 1:42.77. That stood as an Olympic trial record that was once held back in 1992. All right, we're just a few minutes away from the men's 800-meter final where Midland High graduate Bryce Hoppel will be going for that gold medal. Folks from all over the community are getting ready at Momentum Bank Ballpark. Again, Jenna Like has been out there just getting reaction and getting more coverage. Jenna, how are things still going there?
Well, the anticipation continues to build as the countdown to that gun is really leading up to it. And we're here, so many people still here, people in line here to get food. That's what you're seeing behind me. But I'm gonna be honest, the vibes have kind of been high the whole time. They're kind of the same. People are here excited. It's getting a little warm because we're all here together in support of Bryce Hoppel. You know, we've been detailing this whole journey for Bryce, and we've done a lot of interviews with him. I know we've been showing him in our show, and he always mentions how important this community is to him, and we're really seeing that here in full steam ahead. They're really showing support for this athlete from Midland. Really exciting time. Bryce Hoppel is going to try to become the first Midlander track and field athlete to medal. It's only moments away, and the people here are excited. The city of Midland, the Rockhounds, putting this event together with all the food. I know that's what I'm excited to get into once we're wrapped up here, getting some of that free food and just spending time with the community and the awesome community that we live in, because I know right when that race starts, we're all going to be cheering on for Team USA and Bryce Hoppel. But that's all I've got for you right now this afternoon, because we're going to send it back to Alex Camerata. But for News West 9, I'm Jenna Like reporting from the Diamond Club at Momentum Bank Ballpark.
Jenna, thank you. And remember, bring back a t-shirt and free food. It'll be much appreciated here. Hey, there's no bigger honor for an Olympic athlete than representing their country. And for Bryce, that's certainly no different. He said he feels the weight of representing the United States, but also realized it's a tremendous honor.
Man, I mean, it's a lot of weight on the shoulders. And when you have USA across the chest, it's definitely an honor. And again, I always just try to do my best out there. And it's, I mean, one of the hardest teams in the world to make, if not the hardest. But it's very humbling and just honorable to represent that many people. And it's something special. It's hard to describe that feeling. But yeah, again, I'm doing my best out there to represent as best I can. And I mean, hopefully wear the stars and stripes proudly.
Now, Hoppel had to make sure to grab a couple of pictures with some Team USA basketball members like Steph Curry and fellow Kansas alumni Joel Embiid while in the Olympic Village. And I mean, honestly, who can blame them? Hey, here on News West 9, we've been on Hoppel Watch for months now, and while we have high hopes for the Midland native, he has even higher expectations for himself. When asked about what he thinks he can run this year, he said, well, very fast, but also says the goal is to medal, and a fast time will hopefully just allow him to follow along with it.
Seeing the Kenyan trials just happen, and Manuel Wanyoni just he's the third fastest man ever. So seeing that happen this year makes it a little nerve-wracking once you get against those international competitors. But I mean, I always get excited. I know Coach Witt and me, we talk about this at Kansas. I always get excited to get it against some of the fastest guys. And now that these guys are putting out those times, I think I'll go right along with them and hopefully do whatever it takes to get the medal. I think the medals are the foremost focus, and I think the times come along with that. And yeah, I think 142 first, and then we'll start talking about 141. We'll see.
Go Bryce.
Go Bryce.
Just fast.
Texas is okay.
Midland, Texas, okay.
Go Bryce.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to shout out everybody, all my friends, my family, everyone there in Midland and Permian Basin area. I mean, you pushed me through it. I run for you guys, and hopefully bring home some hardware and bring it back to the city as a whole. Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, Bryce, you've got all of the Permian Basin cheering you on this afternoon. Go show them what West Texas is made of and bring home that gold medal. That's going to do it for us this afternoon, but be sure to stick around right now on News West 9. Bryce Hoppel is set to run in that 800-meter final right here shortly. Thanks again for watching, and go, Bryce, go.